Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing?
I'm well on yourself.
How are you?
Fantastic.
I'm glad you got home safe.
I did.
That's amazing. Justin, how are we?
I am fan fucking tastic. How are y'all?
I love that energy. That's the energy I'm talking about. But we're not gonna get that from Corey because that's who Corey is. He wanna not give nobody no
I just
energy.
woke up. Relax.
I mean, to be fair, Corey was in Vegas with you in
It's been
for
a
Mania,
it's been a week. It's been
and
a week.
and
It's been a week.
apparently everyone that went to Vegas either came down with something or is just like ultra fatigued, which is just like, what the hell
Well,
happened out
being
there? Like,
there,
everyone's like,
no, I
uh,
think I think being on the East Coast, I mean being on the West Coast after, I think the minimum is 3 days. You can try to like get up because I tried to get up during East Coast times and it didn't work. And I was there 5 days. So after 3 days, you can't help but you're going to get jet lagged. I believe.
I mean that to be fair, that's an adjustment because I remember when I went to NOLA and that was a
Mhm.
time difference, and it took all the way up to the last day to be like, oh yeah, hour difference. Like
Right.
even like the day of Mania or like the takeover day was like, oh yeah, it's only 9 o'clock here. We still
Mm,
got the rest of the night.
mhm,
Hell, let's
mhm.
go. Not used
Yeah,
to
and
this.
Nola's what, a year? I mean, an hour or
Hour.
two? It's only an hour behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was fucked. I was fucked all week. I think I caught up Saturday, but even Saturday, I was in the bed all day.
Good to know. It's just interesting because I've been paying attention to all y'all that came back, and it's either people got sick or people were just
Mhm,
exhausted.
mhm, mhm, mhm,
It's like I get the mania exhaustion, but this feels like extra exhaustion.
mhm, mhm. Um,
That's all right, Corey. Corey,
Corey,
I got you on the energy, man.
I'm trying.
Corey,
Thank you, sir.
You weren't here last week, so you want to give the folks a quick recap of your media ventures because we didn't see you.
Everybody else saw me at least once,
Okay.
except you.
Yep.
So that's fine.
Yep.
No, it was good. I was just I did a lot of WWE World. I did
You
a lot of
always do
just
all the stuff. You always do
yeah.
all the stuff.
That's yeah. So I did the stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and
And how was the stuff?
it was good. It was interesting. So Thursday I was up very early just to kind of get in the superstore line to get in and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and um got in, talked to some folks that I knew in there. Did some initial shopping, but that became a thing
What did
for
that
me
mean?
because
Okay.
it went from I knew what I wanted when I got there to oh yeah, let me go ahead and get that too in
Right.
that
Right.
and that.
Right.
So I went there with the intention of like maybe like 2 or 3 shirts, and then
Mm-hmm.
like seven later, it was like, oh,
Oh my God.
yeah, because well, I did the antisocial social club stuff because that stuff's expensive usually,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, oh, they're here, and I was like, yeah, give me, yeah. So I got those, got some uh Cena shirt, event
Mm-hmm.
shirt, and then I knew I was gonna get the Travis Scott stuff, but then I
Mm-hmm.
was like, which was smart by them in the sense that like you had to go to World to get the stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't in the store like I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was gonna be at first. They were like, "Oh no, you have it's in World, so you have to have a ticket to World to get this." I was like, "Dang,
Mm-hmm. And
that's
that was like
wild."
85 bucks, right?
Yeah, it was staggered based on what day you went. So,
Okay.
because I know Monday was cheaper. I think Saturday may have been a shade higher, maybe something like that.
It
Not by
was
much, but
it
I know
was
it was.
it was
Mhm.
85. It was
Oh, it
85.
was okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday was 85. Sunday could have been a little cheaper. I know Monday definitely was like $20 cheaper. Which was great. It was, and there was nobody in there. I got to see everything again when I went in there Monday as well. But Thursday, I really got a glimpse of, because I like seeing the business stuff and everything. And I really got to see a glimpse of where the company was. And I know it's WrestleMania, so it's a staggered sample. But that line of how everything was, I mean, the lines were wrapped around the store like 2, 3 times to
Oh
check
wow.
out. The belt line, like for the title stand, it was like all the way around the store just to go into that area. Like, actually, this is the first year of that area that area had its own separate like checkout area
The
just for
belts.
that.
The belts.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um I kind of had a heads up a little bit of what was there, what was coming, and I saw and I was just like, "Oh, dang. Okay." And so I got in there. Travis Scott belt was there. I was like, "Oh, I don't want to drop this, and I'm not going to. I refuse." And then I was like, "Okay, great." It dropped a day later, so I got it off of
How much was it
Fanatics instead. It was 1,200.
initially?
It was 1,200 there.
Oh wow. How
Yeah,
many did they have? They have like a
they
limited
didn't have
edition?
they had enough, but it sold out the first day. They had some at the belt stand and some at the Travis Scott stand inside,
Oh
and they
wow.
were all gone by like midday.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And that's why I was telling people got to understand. I get it when people are like, "Oh, 1,200, I'm not paying that." I get it. I was with y'all because I got it online. I got it online and did a little side way to get it, but I got it. I didn't drop 1,200, but it was like I get. A lot of people don't. A lot of people when they go to WrestleMania, they have that. Uh, I want to say disposable income to do that because they plan on it for that. And I know people hate him, but Travis Scott and his stuff is a different breed of retail.
I think
Where,
wrestling fans hate Travis
yeah,
Scott. I don't
yeah,
think, yeah, because I don't think I don't think some people fully understand unless like you're true music head. Because I feel like he's not just rap; he kind of
he's
like
not.
bleeds into some of the
He
other
bleeds into
genres.
pop culture because of all the Kylie stuff in the past too.
Right.
So he crosses
No,
multiple.
he
He has.
crossed over outside of Kylie. We're not gonna give her that credit at all.
I don't want
He
to give
just
her.
dated her and he just have a baby with her, and that's all it
I'm not
is.
giving her the full credit. I'm just saying like he has multiple hats in different like lanes,
Right.
not
So
just
we're not
music.
going to, but let's not say because of Kylie. Let's not say that. Let's not say that
All right.
because he had his own fan base way before Kylie.
True.
And I
So,
think even with in general with that, speaking of what y'all were saying, there's a fan base that I don't think people like a lot of the wrestling
mhm,
fans understand
that's
that
right.
his line was wrapped around to inside when you were inside world.
Mhm.
And I saw people just walking around with that hardcore championship. People were like, people bought. I'm like, it's gone. I was like, y'all don't think y'all understand. Like, so there were only 713 of them made, the area code for Houston. Um, they're all individually crafted, and they're because they all got a different strap. Every strap's different. So they have the same motif of the strap, but no two titles will look the same. You know what I'm saying? Um, so uh, it, and his stuff is his. It's almost like his own clothing line, which I know obviously he has that.
Mhm.
But you get what I'm saying. Not
Yeah.
he's
He's
not
a
Gucci
merch
or
guy.
but he's a merchandise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So I think
sells
people miss
out.
that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like if you're a sneakerhead, you understand when a Travis Scott drop comes,
Yeah.
like you're not hitting.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
absolutely up, except if you're Corey.
yeah,
So, so
that's
his
neither here nor there. That
yeah, yes, it is. Unless you're Corey, you're not hitting. Let's keep it 100%, okay? Because I remember when I still have PTSD from that first drop. Those
oh
the
yeah.
Travis ones. I have PTSD forever because of that drop. I had to get two and
Mhm.
I had one in I was in the cart. I had both phones going. I was good. I knew I was good because I was in Justin had a baseball game and I was running concession at the
Mhm.
time. And I swear to you, I was good. And that fucking sneakers app crashed when
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
in the cart. I was like, yo, ever since then, I just don't mess with the sneaker app unless I know that I really want something and I just go to resale a couple of days before and I
Yeah.
just cop it because I can't.
Yeah. So, I understand. So so I got a couple of the shirts, but I knew the shirts were dropping the next day, so I chilled because I'd be able to get all of them when I got all of them when I got
Mhm.
all the ones I wanted when I got the belt. So I got the
Mhm.
punk one, I got
Mhm.
the Roman one I wanted, but I passed because it looked exactly like the OTC shirt I already have.
Mhm.
So I kind of was like, this one's really plain. I don't want it. But I got the CM Punk one, I got the DX one, the Triple H one, the WrestleMania one,
Mhm.
and I also got the one and a lot of people, if you know Travis Scott's stuff, so you'll know this, Mimi.
Mhm.
Um, he had one shirt there that was only there, they didn't announce it, but people
Mhm.
had. If you knew, you knew.
Mhm.
It was one that's like his Astro World shirts.
Mhm. Mhm.
It was a tan sail one. It had like the kind of faded out gold WrestleMania on the front, but
Mhm.
on the back it said, "I paid money to see WrestleMania and Travis Scott at Legion Stadium on April 20th, 2025."
Mm.
Which, you know, his Astro World shirts are like that.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
but you can, and you know, you can only get those there.
On his website or on
No, no,
yeah, or
no,
at the
at the festival.
festival.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And so that one was only at WrestleMania, and I was like, "Oh, give me that." The girl was like, "Oh, this one's a good." I was like, "I don't think people realize this is only going to be here." And I
Mhm.
knew it instantly when I saw it. I was
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
"Oh, this is the one to have," because as soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh, Astroworld." That's
Mhm.
exactly what I said. I said, and those shirts, any people that know any authentic Astro World shirts from the festival go for money.
Yeah,
They
they do.
they they
They
do.
do.
So, but other than that, that was cool. Yeah, it was just, oh, by the way, stroke of luck. Once again, the whole Travis Scott shoe situation.
Mhm.
So I was in World. I was at the Heartbreak Hotel where they had Shawn Michaels exhibit and everything, and I'm looking, and then, had some HBK shorts on, and then, walking behind me, I hear just, "Oh, nice shorts, kid," and I'm like, "What?" It was Sean. If you saw that video of him when he's at the Heartbreak Hotel when he's laying on the pit, he literally walked right past me, and nobody was there yet, and for like 10 seconds, it was just me and him and the
And what did
WWE
you
crew.
do? And what did you do?
Oh my goodness! I pulled out my phone and started filming because they were so crowded around him, the WWE film crew. I couldn't get to him to try to get a picture, but I was like, I gotta act fast, so I just started filming, and
Mhm.
then all of a sudden, like, everybody's on my back because I was right there, like,
Mhm. Mhm.
literally
Mhm.
right
Mhm.
there. I was like, oh, this is perfect. My homeboy was like, yo, I don't know how you got this luck, but that's your dude, and he just walked behind you like it was nothing. I was like, yeah, I don't know. He was just there.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so they were talking. See, the whole thing. The whole thing is on WWE's, like, socials and stuff. But he was there. He was talking about the different fixtures, pillow. People he talked to back in the day in there. They had like the cardboard cutout of him.
Mhm.
They had the lamp. They had the neon sign. They had all, like, it was great. Like, and then
Mhm.
to see him walk in there, I was like, and then he laid up on the bed like he did back in '94 in it, and I was just like, yo, this is dope. Like, but
Wow.
yeah, world was cool. It's a lot if you've never done it for people, and that's why I kind of just winged it with
Mhm.
World this year. I went twice, no, 3 times. I'm sorry, I went 3 times, but usually, like, last year I did every day,
Mhm.
but this time I didn't. I ran back to the store to, something that's sold out in the store, but it's still online now. But it's sold out in the store. The Cena hat, the one that says the last WrestleMania or the final WrestleMania. I was like, oh, let me just go ahead and get that. So I ran
Mhm.
back, got that too. Um, and then the style, bought the Joe Hendry shirt, bought the Cena shirt, I that was my guy, so I had to go get that when
Mm-hmm.
he came out in WrestleMania. So I know y'all talked about all that last week, but yeah,
Well,
no,
what was
Mania
your
was
reaction
great.
to that? What was your
Oh,
reaction? Because
oh,
you
I
weren't
was,
here.
oh, I was insane. I went crazy because I love that he got that opportunity.
Yeah, that was
I really
amazing.
do.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I kept telling people, and people were like, oh, I seen people, why wasn't him? It's like people got to understand, Randy was winning that match, whoever it was,
Right.
unless you were really about to catapult somebody. If that, I just don't think Randy was going to be in that situation. He was losing.
Right.
So you don't throw an Aleister Black, you don't throw a Rusev, you're not throwing anybody in there that you're not wanting to
That's
afford an
right.
L.
That's right.
Yeah, so let it be Joe Hendry. Let it be a comedy thing. Let it be. Listen, Joe Hendry ain't worried about. He got to fight Randy Orton at
He got to
WrestleMania.
be at WrestleMania and he's
Yeah,
not even
with
signed to the
Randy Orton. It's not
company.
like
That's right.
he not. It's like, oh, he was on camera. That would have been even big, but he got to fight Randy Orton
Right.
at WrestleMania.
Right.
I don't care if it was. Sign me up if I get buried in 3 minutes. I don't care.
Right.
Are you kidding me? I get to take an RKO from Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and I'm in another company, and I've had this viral 12 months for now. That please sign me up, okay?
Right.
Like, miss me with all that.
And the
I don't
cool
extra.
thing is, if you
Mm,
believe the dirt sheets, that was Randy's call. Randy wanted
yeah,
Joe.
yeah. That's what they've been
Oh,
saying.
Oh.
it was
That seems
between
right.
Joe Hendry and Jeff Hardy, and Randy was like, "Give me Joe Hendry," with all due respect.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do as a veteran. I love that. I love that he picked him. I love that.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome. That's awesome. I didn't realize that was in the dirt sheets like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That
That's
just
that's
came
been
out
circulating
this
around.
week.
Yep.
Oh
Hmm.
wow. Oh, shout out. See my Ranzel. I love my Ranzel.
Hmm. I don't. Did you go to Stand and Deliver, Mimi?
I didn't, but I watched it. I didn't
Oof,
go, but I
that
said
was
that was
rough.
amazing. Was it?
Oh no, no, the event was great. That 9 o'clock was rough
What?
though.
Did you go to Hills Have Eyes?
No, I was not. I was out. I was knocked out.
Listen, if anybody went to Hills Have Eyes and then went to Stand and Deliver, I
Y'all need a
know.
You didn't even
medal.
shower.
You
I'm
need a
impressed you didn't even
medal.
shower.
You need a ten bell salute. You need all the
Yo,
flowers.
10 belt salute is what it is.
'Cause
I
from Heels
yo.
Have Eyes to Stand and Deliver on that time was what, maybe 6 hours in between.
Mhm. No, it was less than that because they didn't finish. I think they
Yeah, Heels
finished
Have
at
Eyes finished what,
4:30.
3 a.m. or something, 4 a.m.
4:30, like 4
Yeah,
4:30.
Oh
Yeah.
dear Lord.
It was bad.
yeah,
It was
nah.
bad. It was bad.
I mean,
It was a great show, but it was
it
bad.
was. That's
Mhm.
everybody kept saying how good
It
it
was so
was,
good. It
but
was
it was
so good.
so late.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even Sunday for before WrestleMania, got to kick it with Andreas Hale for a
Mhm.
little bit. Shout out to him.
I
Ki-
walked in when you walked out.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes. So see once we literally just because I had to get
Mhm.
back and get ready for Mania. I had to
Mhm.
get to Mania.
Mhm.
So um, and I wasn't gonna come in there and a whole bunch of wrestling stuff with the belt and everything. I was chilling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, but that was great. That was everybody was beat up then.
Mhm.
Everybody was not like beat up
Everybody was tired. They were tired.
everybody was tired though, and he knew that. He
Yeah.
kept saying it the whole day. He's like, "Yeah, I know. I put 11. I don't expect people coming here at 12:31.
Yep.
He just
Yep.
knew. He
Because
knew.
he was at heels too. He was
Yep.
there. He was
Yep.
there. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that was great. Always great to be in there for that.
Mhm.
That was a priority for me to make sure I made time to make sure I made that. So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah. So I got to see everybody. That's when everybody saw me the one time they saw me. So
Mhm. 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 Yep.
yeah, that and before Wally Mania, I was out a little bit too. So I
Mhm.
saw some people then too. So
I thought you I saw D, right?
mhm.
And he was with this guy. And I apologize if he is in this chat and I do not know his name. I
No,
sw-
that's his.
his co-star.
Yeah.
I thought he was you. I said, wait a
I
minute.
gotta tell
Corey
Brandon
gotta
that.
no, I told him. I said, you favor Corey a lot. Like I literally look at him. I thought y'all was cousins. I thought y'all was cousins. Literally.
So it's funny. His cousin was with him. I don't know if you, but Dee's cousin was with him, and Dee's cousin went to college with me.
No,
And
I
we
didn't
and
see.
we
I
both
only
and
saw them.
we bowled together at different times. And yeah, so it's
Mm,
just all a small world, regardless. So
clearly.
yeah, but no, it was a great Mania weekend. No complaints. Looking forward to next year.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow because I want to see how this SummerSlam pre-sale is going to go for the
Is
us
that
normal
tomorrow?
folks. Yeah,
Okay.
Have you already
I want
seen
to
the
see
prices for the front rows?
see that I want to touch on that because
So
that
there's
is
ridiculous
different.
again. Is it ridiculous
Oh,
again?
it's way up
Mimi,
there. It's way up
per
there.
per Andrew stuff, front
Yeah,
row is looking like 50K.
yeah.
What?
It's like 40K plus. Yeah, yeah. It is. It
They
is.
didn't learn?
And the non super front row you're gonna be on TV ones are like 35K to
Yeah,
start.
it's.
What?
Say that's why I want to. That's why I said I want to see how tomorrow goes. I want to see how the normal tickets look.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
They're pricing out their fan
yeah,
base.
they are.
But they're
I
pricing them
thought,
out, but at the same time, someone's buying them, so they're still packing out the stadiums and filling it.
Yeah, but
oh my goodness.
I
I
will
hate
say,
that.
Mania became. And you had to play the waiting game, but Mania became very affordable.
Yes,
Up
towards the
coming
end,
up
up to
game
the
time. Yeah,
yup.
I was literally just having this conversation with Gabby like yesterday, where it's like we're gonna wait till the very last minute. Thankfully, SummerSlam is by us,
Hmm.
so
hmm
I can afford to wait to the very last minute to go get them tickets. Versus Vegas was like you kind of can't wait because there's too much travel and logistics, and the hotels flew
hmm
out the
Hmm.
ass. If you didn't like when the Mania tickets went on sale, the hotels all got booked up super fast.
Yeah,
But then even those opened up. Like there was rooms.
yeah.
If you wanted to go like super last minute, you could go and you could go at a reasonable price.
Oh yeah, people were canceling. Everybody that had rooms on hold
Yep.
coming up that week, Jay,
Hmm.
they were canceling, and the rooms.
Hmm.
Some room it depends. When rooms are getting canceled leading up to it, they were getting relisted at the premium prices. But
Right.
that week, like Mimi said, that week they was just like, we're trying to get these rooms
Rooms
booked.
booked and they were going down. Yep.
Yeah.
They were giving some hotels were giving away upgrades. That's how much room they
hmm
had. Yeah.
Upgrades, and some of them were giving free nights. As in, if you was trying to book, I'm gonna leave Sunday. They was like, no, we'll throw Monday in there too if you stay.
Hmm.
Like they just wanted you to stay.
Vegas is
Yeah. So
struggling. They're struggling a lot.
and that's a horrible weekend for
Yeah.
them historically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was a mix. I feel like the fans were a mix of the patrons were a mix of fans and people that are just visiting.
it was.
Um and even in the stadium they were upgrading people at the last minute as well because there was a lot of empty seats in the
Yep.
front. Like a lot of premium seats were, especially in the riser seats. We even got upgraded. um I went with a friend and we winded up getting upgraded. All you had to do was just complain about one little thing and they upgraded you regardless. If you didn't say anything, you didn't say anything, but there were people that were going into their apps and they were automatically getting upgraded. Um,
Yeah.
mhm,
Especially, and you know what? And you know what else it was, Sue Mimi?
mhm,
Because you're exactly right. Those seats on the stage. So
mhm.
from what I understand, what I could tell and I could see it.
Yeah, do
It
you know
seems
anything
like
about those?
yeah. So it seems like those were premium packages that were purchased, but you weren't told until later, and it was
Where
like a
you were
nice
gonna be?
surprise for them. But
Oh.
also they were upgraded seats from people that got their seats, production after production set up and their seats were gone. They got upgraded there. You talk about an upgrade. So, because, and in fact,
Oh.
one girl, I got to find the video. Somebody documented it on TikTok as well. She said, hey, she was talking about how, hey, production finished. And she had it, she had it where the cameras were.
Right.
So her seats were gone and they actually upgraded. They took you backstage and they took you through to get onto the stage. So they had the
What?
yep, they had the stage seating, and they also had the balcony above it. So it was nice. I
Oh
mean,
wow. Because we were
so
trying to figure out like
yep.
how do you get those
So yeah, I don't think they were
mhm.
I don't think they were ever advertised, Mimi and
No.
Justin. They weren't
Yeah.
advertised as you're going to be sitting on the stage. If you bought that
Mm.
certain package, and I don't know what level package you had to get, probably gold or above,
Right.
probably,
Right.
you were seated on the stage. And like I said, there was a lot of relocations over there as well, because people were saying, yeah, I had seats in this section,
And
but
now
we
it
got
got taken
upgraded to the
over.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Once production
wow.
took that section, they got put over there. So yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that production section was huge.
Yeah.
Like they took a big footprint
Yeah.
off of that stadium.
Hmm.
It was they took up a almost a whole section, like maybe two, I would
Yeah.
say, because we were right next to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a good view though. It was
Yeah.
a
Oh, yeah.
really good
Oh, it was a
view.
great view
Yeah,
to be on the stage. Like,
yeah.
I don't care what part of the entrance I couldn't see. I'm on the stage. Like,
Right, right. It doesn't
yeah.
even matter. Like you're just like right there, and then they coming on and they looking at you or maybe slapping five. Like to a kid that's going to
Yeah.
WrestleMania, that's
Oh,
like
especially at first.
top
Yeah.
tier. That's
Yeah.
top tier.
It's
That's
it's
top
good and
tier.
bad, because it's like, where do you go from there with your
Yeah, it's
first
like
time?
you expect it, and then it's like but well, that's
Did y'all
good. I'm
talk about
glad
Dominic Mysterio?
we did. We talked about every single match.
Oh, great. Great.
Everybody went up. So I mean, because I was there for that, and that was just amazing to
Yeah.
see just him. Just his whole elevation, I think, is just fantastic.
Yeah.
I tweeted
Absolutely.
about it earlier, and it's just really great to see that, like, even in interviews, like he's just still he understands the business and he respects the business. And I was telling Cal this earlier too, like even with Braun Breaker, I'm just trying to really understand what's happening with this main event and understand why Seth Rollins and Heyman are together because I'm still a little like I don't know if this can be pulled off. Like they can do the best that they can. It's never going to be the same. I totally understand that. But for me,
Mhm.
the optics yesterday felt very weird with the three of them moving.
Sure.
And I always feel like Braun Breaker is not, I can't relate to him. He's not booked for me, and that's okay. Um, but and I understand that in the business, a Braun Breaker needs to exist to some
Hmm.
degree.
Sure.
But one thing that I do will say between him and Dom Mysterio is that they really respect the business and they're super respectful of where they are, their position, and that's what I really admire about the both of them. Like they are just quote unquote good boys.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see that. Most of the kids, when I say kids, I'm talking about
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
the sons
Right.
of major guys that
Right.
you can see, like, oh yeah, like, not physical, but they
They
got it beat into
understand.
them. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, nah, what you won't do is mess any of this up.
Right, right, right,
Like,
right. And it doesn't
yeah,
matter who it is, you're gonna be respectful,
yeah,
whether or not he means that Roman Reigns is somebody that he admires, the
hmm,
fact that he understands that level
yeah,
and you know what I mean?
yeah.
I love that about him.
So, and Justin will probably, he might agree, disagree, but I'm not sure. So, Mimi, to your point about Braun Breaker, for me, it screams that this is the same model or blueprint that they went with Batista to an extent.
Okay.
That's what I see with him. They're putting him with established people,
Mhm.
and they're bringing him up, because I do feel whenever they eventually happen, definitely the Dominic Mysterio one, but the Braun Breaker face turn, when it happens,
Mhm.
it's gonna be big.
Mhm.
And it's almost like I see the same blueprint. I know a lot of people have already said they favor this grouping of them to Evolution from back in the day, and it does definitely have its similarities.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do see Braun Breaker on that kind of Batista track, in the sense of the way they're trying to mold him to be this, this destructible, indestructible force,
Mm-hmm.
and with the right planning, because I saw two things, especially last night. We can jump into that now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn is probably the World Heavyweight Championship match next year at WrestleMania.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm.
if not sooner. Sammy's getting the World Heavyweight Championship. He's
Really?
literally like to me, and it's a very broad comparison, but he's today's Mick Foley. He is.
Yes, I believe that.
Sami
Yes.
Zayn is today's Mick Foley, and Sami Zayn will get a world title. I think he's been too reliable to the company and he's done everything that they've wanted him to do, to where they're not. I can't see them not rewarding him with that.
So you think he takes it off of Jay?
No, I think he takes it off of Seth. I think Seth takes it off of Jay.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. And I said it, and it's not a knock on Jay.
No,
I
no, no,
don't
no, no,
see
no.
Jay.
I didn't see that. I didn't see them bringing and I think Cal said the same thing too. Like I didn't see him in the picture yet.
Oh no, not yet. Not that. I think it's gonna be like SummerSlam, or maybe the month after, or maybe in
Mm-hmm.
Paris or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
Seth gets it, and I think, and here's the thing, and I could see. I mean, I said this a while ago. I still think Roman Reigns is my pick to win the Rumble next year.
Really?
But yeah, yeah. But I think right behind that is Sami Zayn. I'm
You're
not
just
kidding you.
you're shocking me today.
And
I'm just befuddled.
it's early. I
Uh-huh.
get it, because it's only April or May, pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
and that's January. But I could see. I just think they gave a lot of, they mix it. They've been
Mm-hmm.
mixing these wins like it's somebody, it's an up and comer, and it's a main eventer. It's an up and. That's why I said, yeah, this is the year I could see Roman Reigns definitely winning the Royal Rumble one more time. Uh, but uh, unless things pivot, things could change. I'm super early predicting,
Mm-hmm.
because if Roman is winding up and next year is his last WrestleMania, it's gonna be. I remember I said it a couple weeks ago. I think Roman and Seth are definitely one or the other's last WrestleMania opponent.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think I've always thought that as well. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it could go either way. Either he finally beats him or he just retires
Yeah.
and never beats him. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being that person being Seth,
Yeah.
because that is a story,
Mm-hmm.
to be told. Um I just really hope that there's down the line, because you can never say never, that
Mm-hmm.
Mox become a part of this whole situation. Like I
Yeah.
really would love that to happen. I honestly don't
Yeah.
think it would, because
I
when I
think the
read his
timing
book,
doesn't work for it, Mimi. I think Moxley's too locked up in AEW for the timing to work. I think Roman's going to be. I don't think, and I say timing is in Roman doesn't have enough years left, in my opinion, that
that contract
lends
is
to
going to
the
be up.
availability of a Mox. You know what I'm saying?
You
I
don't
don't
think
think
there's
Mox.
any do you think that there's in any world, you and Justin, do you think in any world there's a possibility that there's a favor to be had?
Yes, I do. I think this is one of those things that
The one
WWE is
favor.
in the place. Oh yeah, just what were you saying, Justin?
I do think that there's a favor down the
Mm-hmm.
line. The problem I have with interjecting Mox in this, I know everyone keeps like fantasy booking this, even though pull
Mm-hmm.
up Battleground 2016. We got this. We got Seth and Roman and Ambrose in there, and they went after it for the title. So we have gotten that before. It's more of this version of Mox, especially the AEW version of Mox, where Mox must bleed, and the way he's booked over there, where like either it turns into a hardcore match, or depending on how he's feeling, he may no sell a lot of shit.
I don't
I
think
don't
that he
know.
would do that for them, though. I think this is why I say a favor would be had. I think them three would do favors for each other. And I think regardless if I think that might be the only blood match that Roman would probably do, right? Like I think they would do the favor for each other. I really really do. I think
I see what you're
this would be the
saying,
one
Mimi.
crossover.
I see
I
what you're
really
saying.
do.
I think also though, there's a part of me that feels like this that ship has sailed. And as much as everyone wants that, I feel like that's been sailed, and that sailed the minute Mox went to AEW and stayed over there.
I don't think what I'm saying is he doesn't even like you're talking about a match and okay, I didn't look at it in a match perspective, so I do think that they would give him a hardcore match as his last match at WrestleMania at that. But I also think that he can be in the story without being in a match. So I'm not saying that he has to sign a contract. We've seen crossover, we're watching a crossover right now. I'm saying that in order for him to be a part of the story, maybe not completely consistent, I think there's a world where they have a conversation and for the betterment of the business to lock up this story and lock up careers, this could be a thing for a very short period of time. I know that he doesn't want to come back. He made it very clear in the book and he's made it very clear in other places that that's just for the what he wants to do. WWE is not that place, especially as long as certain people are at the realm, he's not going to be able to do certain things. But I feel like the three of them, it's like, I won't do this, but I'll do this for you.
I hear you.
I feel like maybe in some world, maybe, but you're saying no,
I'm saying that you never rule anything out. It's wrestling. That never rule
right?
anything out. We thought Edge
So you
was done
do,
forever. Edge came back. We thought Paige was done forever. Paige came back. We thought CM Punk was never coming back. CM Punk came back. So you always gotta leave like a 5% chance of it can happen. And even if Mox is down for that, I think part of the other problem too is Triple H and Tony Khan need to get into a room and have a conversation because
right,
part of
right.
the other issue is the mudslinging back and forth of, and even
I don't think
still,
that would even matter. I
and
don't
I
even
think
don't.
that
still
would
That's
now,
where
we're
even
I was
like
matter.
going. I'm with
Rusev
Mimi.
coming
That's where I
out
was
in his
going.
first promo, he's still, I was left in the abyss. It's like the little jabs here and there where W throws
Yeah,
jabs
but
at
they did it
AW throws jabs. I
too.
know,
Yeah.
but to do that type
See,
of business is like, all right, we really got to sit down and hammer this out, which is something that W wants to do their
But
own shit, AEW wants to do their own shit, and that's where a conversation needs
but
to
I
be
think
had
the
behind closed
talent,
doors.
but I think the talent would make the difference. I really think the talent, it wouldn't even be about them.
yeah, Mimi is saying everything I was going to say. I think
Yeah.
this is one of the few cases that the overall talent involved transcends company lines.
Yes.
In that, I do believe if there's a way that it makes both sides look good,
Yeah.
they'll make it happen.
Yeah.
And I
And
think this is
again,
one of those situations.
he does not need to be in the match. He just needs to
No,
be a part of the story because he is part of the
he's a part
story
of,
is
yeah.
he's never betrayed him. They were three best friends that came up together and he never betrayed him. So there's a way, if there's a way to incorporate some of that where he takes a little bit of an L, on the other side just to help him complete his career, I feel like it's nothing Tony Khan would do. It's nothing Tony Khan can do, and it's nothing that Triple H can do to make that happen.
I hear what you're.
Even if they ain't the ones that talk to each other,
Uh-huh.
even if
Yeah,
it's the level down from them
yeah,
that end up
yeah,
making this happen,
yeah,
I think they'll make it. I think they would make it happen. I
yeah,
really do. I see what Justin's saying
yeah.
because
I do too.
where Justin is key and what he said was that when Mox went over there and stayed over there, because when he re-upped, that's when it was like, ooh, that's where I was talking about earlier with, oh, timing may not work for that
Yeah, because how
based
long is that
on,
contract? Like 5 years?
yeah, and that was only like what 2 years ago, maybe
Oh,
3.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
So I mean, if
We still got
we're
some time, though. We
purely,
still got some
I know it's
time.
purely spitballing fantasy booking, but
but
if Roman
I
can hold
see
out two
exactly
more
where
years,
Mimi's coming with this, where it's
mm-hmm,
not just fantasy booking. It feels like if you do Seth and Roman at like a Mania or like that's Roman's match, it would feel incomplete without Ambrose slash
It
Mox,
yeah,
and you kind of
does. It
need
does.
Ambrose. or Moxley, whichever version, to kind of really tie that story off for good. Other than Roman goes into sunset, but that was never fully completed because we never got to finish Roman and Mox or slash
He
Ambrose.
doesn't even need to be Ambrose. He can be John Moxley. They have already
He
referred
said
to him as
it.
John
He
Moxley.
said
Yeah,
it.
so
He said it on. Is there a car accident? Oh my god! I live by the highway, y'all. Or you
yeah, she
know,
does.
and
Just
it's a
like I
fucking
just
car
like I
accident
get
right
it to
there.
the sense of like as much as I love Mercedes away from WWE, at some point I do want her back just so we could put a final
For
She's
bow.
gonna
sure.
come back.
Just I
She's
know,
coming
but
back.
just so we could put a final bow on the horsewoman stuff before they all move on for good, all four of them.
Yeah,
Isn't it funny how
she's coming
everybody's
back.
like, no, she's gonna go back.
She's
Like, no
coming
matter
back.
how entrenched she is over there right now,
Yeah,
everybody's like, yeah, she's going
please.
back.
Let me tell you, your favorite wrestler's wrestler, okay, is wants to be in the WWE, okay? And yes, this needs to happen. You need to, if you have goals and you have like I understand. Wow, that's a bad accident. Um, I understand that, as a wrestler, as a person in corporate America, I have goals and I have things that I want to do within my career, and I can't do it unless I do this, that, and the third.
Hmm.
It's the same thing for wrestling, and I
Yeah, they still got to make
totally
livelihoods and make
understand it.
money.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
understand. I understand. And she's gonna be back. They've all expressed being back. The only person that hasn't is Moxley. And his name was dropped in that match. And I feel like I'm gonna hope that we get it. And again, I don't need a full-blown John Moxley, signage. I'm saying in order for their careers to be for them to have that swan song, it
Yeah.
has to be the three of them. Because they came in crazy, right?
Hmm.
They came back crazy, and then it just went into an abyss, like literally went into an abyss. But
Yeah.
Mox is doing a little bit better, on the other side than, most people that have gone on that other side. And I just feel like, it's got to happen. I feel like it's got to happen. And if Roman does have a hardcore match, I think he would. I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I
Oh
wouldn't
yeah.
feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel comfortable, but I almost feel like they would feel comfortable with his crazy ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think they're.
They'll be
Here's
in
why I
that
don't
room
think
like Brock
those.
Lesnar, WrestleMania 32. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Hell to the fucking no.
fucking
We're
no.
definitely not doing that. XYZ go to the finish.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Moxley's whole list of things in the match got thrown away. Like,
Right,
nah, we're not doing
exactly.
any of this. Yeah, so but no,
Hmm.
I agree. But I do think if that's being held off, Sami Zayn, whether it's Seth or at some Sami Zayn will be World Heavyweight Champion. I think it's within the next year. I really do.
Wow.
I really do. He's
Wow.
he's that next kind of piece that I mean, think about it. Every top guy pretty much on Raw that's on Raw has had the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, other than Punk.
Hmm.
And I don't even think Punk doesn't need it really, but Seth, Drew's another one that will get the title back
Yes, I
eventually.
believe that. I believe
Drew
that.
will probably be the one that beats Sami Zayn. I'm just saying, like,
Ah, okay.
you know,
I like that.
or Drew could be the one. I mean, this is super early predict. Drew could be the one that beats Jay for all we know.
Mm,
It may not be Seth. It may be Drew.
mm.
But that's if Drew comes back to Raw. I'm just saying. I'm just
Right.
I mean, he
spitballing
don't got to come back
Yeah.
because
to
I like
Raw.
what
He
they
could be a
did.
two-time back-to-back Money in the Bank winner and actually
They
do
could
right with this cash in.
Hmm.
because think about this.
I
They,
would like that.
I don't. Did y'all? Well, Friday happened, and we can touch on this now.
Hmm.
If you notice, you guys, they did. John Cena is the champion over on SmackDown. He is the
Yep.
champion.
Yep.
If you notice, all of the top heavy hitters now that you're not putting in there with Cena, they're all in the U.S. title picture now.
Mm-hmm.
Drew, L.A. Knight, Jacob, all those guys are those top guys that normally you probably would put in the main event scene for the world title. The WWE Championship for right now will be John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and whoever they fit in for Cena's matches, depending on how they happen. Like Randy Orton is this coming month. Um, I think at some point,
I only recognize Randy.
yeah, yeah, okay, that's not what we're talking
You don't like
about.
Blackout Cena?
I'm just saying. Oh, I love Black House,
Yeah,
He's amazing.
yeah, I
He's
thought that was the
amazing.
greatest thing to strip down everything, all the frills of his entrance and
Mm-hmm.
presentation and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's just
Love
he's
it.
walking out as John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
That was tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Cody Rhodes will be the one to beat John Cena for the championship. I'm just gonna put that out there now.
Anyway.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, probably on Cena's last night.
Mm-hmm.
It will probably be Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm. A gift. I get it.
Is he gonna kick out a
Oh,
7
okay.
attitude adjustments like he did at WrestleMania?
We get it. A gift.
No, you don't get it. It's not a gift. It's
Okay.
oh my gosh. This is okay. Anyway, um, and it's funny. Somebody kind of mapped it out, and I forgot where I saw, but I've seen it a couple times. People have kind of fantasy mapped where it goes. And it kind of had the same things I was thinking. I do think Cena crosses back over to Raw at some point, and he
Mm-hmm.
fights CM Punk for the WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do think you get some iteration of John Cena and Travis Scott versus Cody and somebody. It could be Bad Bunny, it could be anybody. I do think you get that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I do think you get a John Cena Cody Rhodes rematch in between that Cody doesn't win.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Um, but Cody ultimately gets it at the end. That I truly believe that. And that
Oh.
could set up
Mm-hmm.
where, remember I said earlier, I said, yeah, I can see Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble. That could set up that Cody has a short title reign and they go back to Cody and Reigns at Mania and
I don't
Reigns
want that.
wins.
I don't want that.
I think you get the third
You
match out
still
of
need to
this.
blow
I
Why?
off.
really
For
do.
what? For what? Why? Why? Tell me why.
They're 1 up. Roman won 39. Cody won at 40. Sometime
Yeah.
at some point you want the rubber match the same way people wanted it with Stone Cold and The Rock. Even though Stone Cold was 2-0 against, I mean, The Rock was it?
Yeah, he was. No, you're right. He was 2-0 against The Rock, and Rock
Yeah.
People
won the
still care
last
about that?
one.
People still care about that?
Yes. What do
I
Yes.
don't.
you talking about Rock and Austin?
No.
Are you talking
People
about
still
Oh,
care
Cody
about the
Roman.
one,
it's
about the
they're not
record.
the reason why people will care about it again is because they're not together right now. They're not doing anything with each other right now. So by the time, remember, Mimi, this is still months away. And it has a valid reasoning for it happening. If Roman wins the Rumble, if it was me, I definitely would feel Roman wins the Rumble. If Cody's champion, he's going after Cody,
For
like
what? For why? Like for what?
to get his championship back. I'll put it this way: based off which I thought was kind of stupid to do, but they did it. But it kind of paints them into a corner which they can get out of. When Roman originally ran down the World Heavyweight Championship when they first created it,
Mm-hmm.
that painted him in a corner. He could basically never go for that championship because he's already made it second rate according to him. So he can never go for that. So he's
Right.
only going to go for the WWE Championship.
But what if he does go? What if he does go for it?
Okay, then he's just a hypocrite.
Yeah, then
Why?
it's an
Why is
about
he a
face.
hypocrite?
Be-
Because you ran down not only that title, you ran down Seth when Seth had that title. So now you're gonna about face to go for that title just because you don't want Cody the other one, even though you got history with
No, no,
that.
no, no, no. What if he does it to help build, to continue to help build that
he's still a
title?
hypocrite. He already ran it down. He said that's the second place title. That's the title they made for all the guys that I beat.
That's
You
true.
coming back from that?
He damn sure said that
Yeah,
shit.
like come on. Like what?
Not to mention Triple H created that
That's
whole
savage.
undisputed belt with that specific belt just for Roman because he's like, I ain't going after that bullshit.
He didn't do that. He didn't do that for
But
just for Roman. Stop
story
it.
wise, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I'm with Corey on this. Like you shit on that for months relentlessly.
Yeah.
You can't go after that now. And we like, come the fuck on. Really? I know that ain't who
Hmm.
I think
He
it
can't
is,
go after
mean.
it. He can't go after it at this point. Nah, he can't. Like, nah. So,
I guess.
all in all, yeah, I think there's still a Roman Cody World Championship match that's going to happen.
Okay.
I really
Okay.
do, and I do think Roman will win it. So,
I'm glad you have some sense.
um, the
I
TLC
about to say
from
too.
Friday.
Speaking of SmackDown, we've gone an hour. We haven't even
Yeah,
touched on a TLC. Has there ever been a bad
yeah,
TLC match? I feel like I've yet to see a bad
No.
TLC match.
No, they make me cringe, but that right there? Mm.
yeah. So glad it wasn't on Mania. So glad
Oh, why?
because it wouldn't have got the time. Two things: one, it wouldn't have got the time, and two, you gotta take the glasses off and really look at it. Truly look at it. Is there any match that is expendable that you're taking off of Mania
You
based on the
don't
people
have
that are in
to.
it?
That El Grande
There
Americano
is, there
bullshit.
is, but
That
the problem is, it goes to your point, Corey. Of then they don't get the time because you could, if Becky
yeah,
doesn't come back, you don't need the women's tag team title match on there. As much as we love the New Day, you don't need that tag team title match on there either. And as much as I love Ray Phoenix, and I do like this where this El Grande Americano shtick is going at the moment, you don't need that match
yeah,
either. But they all those matches went, I believe, 10 minutes or less.
yeah,
Maybe New Day Viking Raiders went a little longer than 10, but yeah, they wouldn't have had the latitude of the TLC, which you, that type of match, you need at least 20 minutes.
yeah. And they
Both?
got a main event spot and all the time they need it. Nah,
And
I'm
all the
I'm with
attention
it
because
as to why
everyone
it's
was
not on
pissed
Mania.
off that it wasn't on Mania. So now everyone was tuned in to SmackDown for that specific match.
Yep.
Here's what I'm going to say. Every wrestler every year vie for a match on WrestleMania. That
I
is
get it.
what they
Yep.
want.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want the SmackDown after WrestleMania. They don't want the SmackDown before WrestleMania. That's not what they want. They
Mm-hmm.
want a match at Mania. And I think there is a world because these pay-per-views have been ending at reasonable times. And I think night 2 they could have squeezed in an extra 30 minutes for that match. They could have done it because it didn't end late. Like, what time did it end here? Like 10 o'clock ish?
Wait,
10? Yeah,
in
because it's
Vegas,
7. No, it's Vegas. It was like 7:40 something, right? Or 7:30 or yeah, it was like
7:45
7:30.
or so. Yeah,
Okay. So that's like 10:45 here.
yeah,
I think if that match went as hard as it went, given that fucking main event, folks would have still stayed up till 11:45.
yeah. But they run it at the risk of other things. Here's the thing: for me, it seems like they had a hard time. I mean, not hard time like a struggle. I'm talking about a hard set time
Mhm.
for Cody and Cena that they were getting X amount of minutes. Period. Like,
You
regardless.
didn't have to take away their minutes.
Yeah, I think somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. I think somewhere else would have gotten their minutes taken away.
And
And
that's what was going to be my argument, my counter argument, which is, as much as everyone wants to be on that Mania card, do you also want to make sure whatever your matches gets time? Because I think of like some, like, all right, boom, WrestleMania 35, right? Samoa
Mm-hmm.
Joe, Rey Mysterio. They had to follow Kofi and Bryan after that incredible
Yep.
WrestleMania 35 match. That match didn't even go a minute. That went
Yeah.
30 seconds match. And to my knowledge, that's Samoa Joe's only WrestleMania match.
Yep.
So do you want your WrestleMania match to be like, only I got to be on the card, but it was only a minute? Or WrestleMania 34 where like New Day, Usos, and then
Bludgeon Brothers.
Bludgeon Brothers, and that didn't even go like 2-3 minutes.
damn, y'all got good match memory.
Because that's the counter over. It's like, yes, we work hard to get on WrestleMania, but also, do we want time, or am I in this sprint match that may get cut?
Mm.
Like,
Yeah, for the sake of a
which
float
is more important? Do I
and
want to be in a match that matters? And if I'm not on Mania, then as much as that sucks, I'm still in this dope ass match that's gonna get time, or I'm on Mania, but I also run the risk of either my time's getting cut or my match is getting cut completely. Like, look how many times that happened to
yeah.
the women.
What I'm saying is, I'll be honest with you. Um, I was extremely offended by the El Grande Americano shit, and I could have done without that, and that match could have went there.
I get it. It is a current hot storyline for them right now.
Is it?
It is.
Mm,
Nah, it
It
is.
gets a reaction. It does.
It does. It does.
I guess.
And I mean, I get it because it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you could just have Chad Gable be Chad Gable, but this is what's getting Chad Gable on WrestleMania. So
And then it goes to
yeah,
your point too, Mimi. Like you cut that match and you put that time for the Street Profits tag team title match. You can't do a TLC match in 10 minutes.
I'm not saying
yeah.
that it deserved 10 minutes. What I'm saying is that match could have went in 15, 20 minutes if that El Grande shit didn't come on.
But then that's where it
They
goes
should have
to.
put that on SmackDown.
But
Put that shit on
then it goes
SmackDown.
to. But
So
then it
you're
goes to
cutting. So
Corey's
you're
point of you're
cutting Chad
cutting
Gable.
something.
Yeah, like you're cutting Chad Gable at that point.
And what night was El Grande
Yes, because
Americano
that
Phoenix?
gimmick is dumb. The gimmick is dumb.
You
Like,
may not
I'm
like
being,
it,
Wait,
Mimi,
wait, wait,
but
wait,
it
let
wait,
me
is.
tell you
wait,
something
wait,
right
wait, wait.
now.
What night?
A
What
lot of
night?
people did not like that.
What
It's not just me.
what night was El Grande Americano Phoenix?
Night one.
Night one. So you're taking from Jey Uso Gunther.
No.
So you
What do you
so
mean?
you
What are you talking
so you're
about?
pulling time from Roman, Seth, Punk.
No, you're not pulling time. You're just adding time. Instead of it ending at 10:45, you end at
See
11.
then
Nah, that joint night one ended at 11. That-
No,
night
it
one ended
didn't.
at
Night one
11.
ended super early. Night one ended at like 7. Night one didn't even end at 8 o'clock in LA. I mean, in Los Angeles. I mean, it's Las Vegas.
Well, it would have been the same thing. That's fine.
see, then that
It ended at 7:30.
so then that's a
It felt like it was closer to
7:24
eight.
to
Maybe
be
I.
exactly 7:24.
so then that's a behind the scenes question where you got to ask someone that's in there like, do they have a heart out when it comes to these two night manias? Like this has to end at this time, or we can't
You
go over it.
don't have a heart out. You don't have a heart out, right? Because you're you're owning the stadium because you have the stadium up into a certain amount of time for the day, right?
Hmm.
And then you're streaming. There's no cutoff.
Hmm.
There's no cutoff. But I hear you guys. I just I'm not the only one that feels super offended by this gimmick.
Oh no, that's fair.
And
That's a fair assessment. I do see that too.
so I just feel like it's offensive on all fucking levels, and I hate it, and I could have done without it, but I hear you. I get it.
Mimi, I'm looking at my pictures now.
Mhm.
Uh, that joint definitely. With I got a picture of Heyman raising Seth's hand, and
Mhm.
that was at 7:58. So it definitely went till 8. Because I was looking, I was like, I know I was walking out of the stadium late,
I walked out of
relatively.
this okay, so I walked out of the stadium at 7:50 at 7:40 at 7:40. Once he pinned whoever he pinned, who did he pin?
He pinned
Ben
Roman.
Roman.
Just make sure you know
Okay,
that.
so shut up. So
I remember that. I only
once
remember
he
that because of Issa's
pinned,
temper tantrums.
I left out because I was catching my flight. I was taking a red eye. So
Okay,
I
Oh,
yeah, because
went, yeah, I was
I
taking a red eye, so
recorded
I
the end of
left
the
it.
match, and that was at 7:52. So, it-
Okay, I mean, there's no timestamp in my opinion. If they went 10 minutes past that, it wouldn't have been a big deal. It
but
wouldn't
are you
have.
only given 10 minutes?
No, you're giving them an extra 10 minutes. Are you saying El Grande Americano was 10 minutes? Are you saying that?
Yeah, that went about 10 minutes. Yeah,
Okay, and then you're giving them an extra 10 minutes.
but to cut, so I
You're not
get it.
cutting
I get you
anybody.
being
You're adding time towards the end. You're
yeah,
not cutting
okay.
anyone.
But so you're saying keep that match on there and then throw another 10 minutes for the
That's right.
TLC?
That's right.
yeah.
Oh, that would
Mimi
have
is
been
saying
that.
just
I
go
would have
long for
wanted
night
that.
one. Throw it in there,
Yes.
replace the match, but let it
No,
go
night
long.
two. Night two. Wasn't that night two? Or was
No,
that
that
No,
night
was
that was
night
one?
night
one.
one. That's why I asked that
So
question.
I would rearrange the card. I would rearrange the card. I would rearrange the card.
I mean, that after watching both nights, yeah, yeah.
I would rearrange the
Because
card.
night two had a chance to be fantastic, and then them last two matches died a horrible death by a thousand
Mm,
cuts.
Lord, have mercy.
I'm in the minority. I always will be. I like what they did with the main event.
Okay.
I
That's
get
fine.
what
Go
they
ahead.
were trying to do, even though you have Cena who's like, I don't want to do none of my shtick, so y'all gonna get this basic ass
Mhm.
match. And Cody, who's like,
Yeah.
I'm kicking out of every single thing known to man. I'm sorry, Cody. Bring Travis Scott down here for the 5 minute run in.
I literally I thought it was fantastic because Cody lost, but also he wrestled a heel match. It made sense, right?
Yeah.
He wrestled a heel match. So it did what it was supposed to
Yep.
do. I just think it kind of fell flat because I think people were just anticipating other things happening. And it was just like, what?
Yeah, it's like that.
That's
That's it.
it? So, I mean, we can beat this matchup. It's been beat up enough. I got the outcome I wanted. And I even got a even better outcome because I didn't see him all week, which was amazing. So, yeah. But anyway,
You know who wasn't beat up enough?
who?
Are you done?
Bailey. Talk about
Oh,
getting kicked off the Mania
oh,
card by Becky, and then
uh-uh,
have Becky double down on it
uh, and call her
on
name.
tonight on last night's Raw, being like, "Yeah, I did that shit. We ain't gonna wait like weeks and months like we did the Naomi with the J thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did that shit. She a bitch. I ain't
Mhm.
forget what you did all the way back to 2019 and everything damage control. And Lyra, since you
Don't
aligned
nobody
with her,
care. Don't
I'm
nobody
coming with you
care.
too. It was
Don't
like, fuck
nobody
you
care.
too. You with her?
It's
Oh,
still fuck
you
you,
friends?
Becky. It's still fuck you, Becky.
Yeah, I think that's the track. I think Justin pointed out something. I think that's the track for the Intercontinental Championship coming. I think it goes Lyra to Becky to Bailey.
Yep.
I do think that.
I don't care. Like
Okay.
honestly, you know
All
how
right.
I feel about that lady. You know, you know how I feel about that lady. I don't care if there's a track. What that shit did not need to happen. She did it again,
She did,
again.
but because that happened, I care because I wanted to come back full circle and Bailey get that comeuppance against Becky.
Yeah,
For
that's what I
me,
think is ultimately
I think
happening.
for me, I'm so emotional when it comes to
You are.
certain things. Didn't I just say I'm so emotional? I'm so emotional when it comes to
Noted.
certain things that, especially for her, like she's never coming out of the fucking 26-second allegations ever.
Okay.
She's never coming out of that. I'm always going to stay on her neck for that. And I feel like it wasn't 26 seconds, it was 0 seconds. Like you decided you wanted to come back to the point where this girl is in interviews talking about because she keeps her mouth shut, she thinks that you're better than her and you're absolutely fucking not. You know, and I feel like there's a lot of truth in some of the things that she does. And I just, that right there was just dumb. It was stupid. Yes, I do believe Lyra needed some type of resuscitation, some type of waking up. And even Michael Cole said it on commentary yesterday. He was reading her for filth. You know what I mean? He was just like, she needed something, and this is what she got. So he said everything that we're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He said it. This is not what she didn't need Becky Lynch. She needed somebody else. They could have did somebody else. It's not Becky. It's not. That girl could wrestle. Becky cannot.
Ooh. Oh, we're going there.
I said what I said.
You did. You did. Bold proclamation.
Hmm.
But
That's right.
but I
But
see
it is what it is.
it is, yeah. And the way that it's been kind of getting booked and the way she's been presented, it's kind of like, yeah, it's hard to fight back these allegations, man. You hate to see it, but
I do. I
it's coming
hate
true.
it. I hate it. And especially for me on my in the line as it comes, Bailey's number one. Like for me, Bailey is number one. She's the better wrestler of all four of them.
And part of the reason we go this hard for Bailey too is because Bailey really doesn't get her respect compared to like the other three of the horsewomen.
No.
And but that's also
Mm-mm.
because Bailey's not as vocal as the other three.
Right. Anyway, and she said that. She said that because of her non-vocalness and how she just follows the rules, she'll never be at that level. But girl, you're already there.
Yeah, like didn't you forget last year where as much as we love Io Sky, everyone wanted you to take that title off of her in Philly?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now she's getting her comeuppance. If she better not walk over. She better not smell Io Sky. Stay
No, I
her
think
ass
if they
over
do
there.
Becky and Io, I think Becky loses. To be honest.
She fucking better. She better. Anyway. Um. So we all agree that this lady gonna take this title from this girl.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes, it's happening. It's
Hmm.
just a matter of Backlash, SummerSlam, or in between.
Right.
Yeah, she definitely
Anyway.
is.
Actually, no, not even SummerSlam, because SummerSlam could be Bailey and Becky for that title. That
Yeah.
screams SummerSlam. With all due respect to Lyra,
Yeah. Plus, you got to build like Justin said. We got. I mean, it's a 2 night mania. It's a 2 night SummerSlam now, so we got to have enough matches for
That's
that too.
another thing. That's another
that's what
two
had me so
nights.
mad about them damn pre-sale prices, like 50 grand for fucking front row seats at SummerSlam, and this is now 2 nights in the Meadowlands,
This is crazy.
bruh.
This is yo, even I'll say this. In Las Vegas, I felt like it was too much fucking wrestling. I was exhausted.
Well, it's Mania week. Yeah, it's a lot.
I've never felt that tired. I've never felt that tired. I've been to WrestleMania for 3 years in a row. This was my fourth year. I never felt this like, oh my God, make it stop. Literally, I felt like, oh my God, make it stop. Because it was way too much. And now we've got this other 2 night event. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus. Like, and it's not just 2 nights, it's really four.
And it's two
Yeah.
nights in the summer with no roof.
Well, yeah, no, she's right. It's four because it's going to be
Oh, I didn't
SmackDown,
forget that.
SummerSlam,
Yes,
SummerSlam, Raw.
in the house or
I didn't
not.
forget that part, Corey. You forget. I was at WrestleMania 35. I remember the logistics of everything else was in Brooklyn, and you had to come out to
And they better
the
learn this
Meadowlands for
year. It better be in
MetLife,
Newark.
and you're gonna do it twice this year for SummerSlam.
Jesus.
Yeah, it better be in Newark. That's all
It's
I'm
too
gonna say.
much.
It better be at Prudential.
Oh
I
my
Or
mean,
make it
God. Well, we know
easier,
NXT is
stick it
going to be there,
at
right?
MSG.
NXT is going to be there. NXT is
I
going to be
don't think
there.
so. I'm gonna disagree with that.
What do you
Other
think
than
NXT is going to
Mania,
be?
they're pretty good with not doing NXT
Actually, hold on a sec.
on those nights.
They may actually do a newer because WNBA season is about to kick in, and the Liberty take over Barclays.
Yeah,
That's their home court.
Well,
So
that's what I
unless
said. Prudential Center,
yeah,
NXT. That's what I said. It
nope,
wouldn't be.
for everything. I think they do everything out there unless they take over MSG for the WWE stuff. That's not NXT. That's the only way it makes sense.
What are you talking about? I'm saying Prudential Center is where NXT will be.
Yeah,
no,
I'm
what?
saying for everything else too. That's what I'm saying. You saying for
Yeah,
NXT, I'm saying add everything else.
and I'm saying there's not gonna be an NXT. I'm saying they're pretty good about other than Mania weekend. They don't do NXTs anymore on those same pay per view weekends. And I think Great American Bash is probably going to be a week or two before SummerSlam.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
what is
don't think
everything
they.
else? What is
Yeah,
everything else?
NXT. They usually the only other time they really did it last year was Money in the Bank week where they had NXT that Sunday. Other than that, nah, they really kind of stayed away from that with this model. We usually get the NXTs on their own standalone weekends. Even coming up in May, Battleground and Saturday Night's Main Event is really the 1-2 you're getting out of that in Tampa.
So what else
So
is everything else? What's everything else?
for what in Tampa?
No, for
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam weekend. Yeah, what
Oh,
would be some
SmackDown Friday, SummerSlam
right?
Saturday,
That would be
SummerSlam Sunday, and
Prudential.
Raw on Monday.
So you're okay. So you're saying everything, all the side shows would be at Prudential
So
Center.
I'm
Yes, that
saying
makes
Yeah,
sense.
SmackDown and
That makes
Raw.
sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
yeah. I hope they
Unless
don't do that with Brook. I hope they don't put it in Brooklyn. And I think Justin's right. Pretty sure Liberty will be in full effect that weekend.
unless they do it at MSG. They put Raw at MSG.
That was my that was my
I hope they
Yes,
don't
alternative
that's
do
what
that either.
okay, now I
because
understand what you were saying.
yeah, because
Yeah,
Knicks and Rangers are in the off season, and
keep everything in Jersey.
unless
I
someone's
don't
got a
care.
concert at MSG, that one's open.
Keep it in it. Yeah. Now interested to see what
I'm
their
just I'm
schedule
just
is.
hoping that it's Newark, so that way it's in one place. Because for those, again, if you weren't there, WrestleMania 35, they literally had everything else in Brooklyn except for Mania, and that was the one you had to go to MetLife. So it made it difficult to be like, all right, do I stay in the Meadowlands? That way I'm next to the stadium for Mania, but I have to go all the way to Brooklyn for everything else, access, all that shit, or am I staying in Brooklyn because everything else is over there, and then I got to track all the way to the Meadowlands
But
for
that was only
Mania?
one night.
But
I
now,
think that I don't think logistically that I think at that time, Justin, and not to cut you off, I think at that time, everything being in Red Hook, everything being in Brooklyn, all of that, it made sense, right? Because it's easier and they have the footprint in Brooklyn. But I think you can't have a WrestleMania. I don't think you can even did they have WrestleMania at MSG? They did, right?
yep.
Haven't had it in
First
20
one,
years.
In
10,
20
first
years.
one,
Because it's
10,
not
20.
bigger, right? It's
It's not
bigger,
there.
right?
They're doing. They literally said from there from 23 on out, it was all stadiums, and it's been that since.
Because the stadiums have more seating
Yeah,
than this one, right? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think they want to it's either is a Giant Stadium. What's a Jet Stadium? That's
This is the same
MetLife,
place.
they both share it. It's really Giant Stadium, but they both share it.
oh,
Yeah,
that's a facility. I'm
coming from the
sorry.
Giants fan.
I'm thinking of the training facility in Florham
Yeah,
Park. That's why
Giants
because
is
that's
right
like a
there,
stadium
and Jets is
too. Because
away
it's
from
Yeah,
like
there. Yeah,
right.
Jets
And
is
that
Florham Park.
stadium, that's like a stadium too. So that's
I
why I was getting confused.
Yeah.
hate to poke a
Um,
hole in Justin's Liberty thing, but the Liberty are away that weekend. Ugh.
Oh shit. So, and that's why I was
Yeah,
asking, because it's not just bringing back just WrestleMania 35. WWE loves doing shit in Brooklyn. They love going over there. The talent loves
hmm
because
staying over
everything is
there.
there. Everything is
And
there.
that's
I
they
wouldn't be
where
probably get a sweet deal
surprised.
and
too.
that's where
I
I'm
wouldn't be
wishful.
surprised. The Superstore is going to be at Javits
And
Center.
that's
I
where
think
I'm
that that's
wishful
where it's going to
thinking of,
be.
like, I don't want to be tracking back and forth between the Meadowlands and
I
Brooklyn.
don't either.
I rated it once. I don't want to do this again. That was a hassle, and that was before the toll shit in
But you
Manhattan.
know not to do that. But you know not to do that, right? You know
Dang,
you
and
have to drive. You have
e-
to drive.
even further, Justin, the Liberty aren't back until
Oh
August
yeah, I
5th.
learned my lesson, Mimi. Fuck New Jersey Transit for life.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah,
again.
the Liberty are
Pay
back
the
August
congestion
5th.
pricing. Pay the congestion pricing. It's not that serious for your for your tr- like sense of comfort. Just drive. Or
Oh,
the Uber situation is terrible. Like it's
Yeah.
chaos
Oh, I'm gonna
taking an
drive to
Uber
Brooklyn. I do
to
all
a
the time.
fucking anybody's stadium in
Yeah.
any city.
oh,
It's just ridiculous.
Mimi, me and Corey would definitely do that. I'm just putting it out there for people who are planning on going to SummerSlam who don't have cars.
Yeah. That joint's gonna be
Carpool, figure it out.
that joint's gonna be woof.
Talk about
Yeah. I'm
commuting.
definitely
Y'all gonna be
driving
commuting
to
that weekend.
Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else happened?
Um Alistair Black came back.
Yeah, see,
Yes, and
yo,
He's still
Rusev.
selling his eye.
you
I
want to talk
love it.
about an excellent weekend for a married couple? The double down of
Yeah.
Zelina Vega winning her first singles title, and then the very next segment,
Mm-hmm.
her husband reappears in
That's what I was about
WWE
to say. It was
It's
back to back
awesome.
with both
segments, right?
eyes.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
well,
awesome.
he's still selling the eye though.
Is
He
he?
got a contact in it. He's still selling it.
Ugh.
I
Yeah,
love that.
I love it. I'm ready. I'm ready for. I'm
Chelsea,
just
I hate that it
hoping
was you
that it
because it was a
doesn't go
great
bad.
run, but my girl got that title. I want to see what she does with
Nah,
it.
Zelina was well
Yeah, she
overdue.
deserved it.
Yeah.
She deserved
Yeah,
it. 1000% deserved it. I
yeah.
hope it's not a short run. I hope it's at least 30 days, please. Um, but yeah,
Don't
that
it
was
feel
great.
like Chelsea would get it right back?
I'm fine with that. Just let my girl have a little run with it before she gives it up.
At least let her get one successful defense.
Yeah. I knew that she was gonna get it when she got a rematch. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, they're about to do something right now. But it just came out of left field too. So I was just like, huh? Okay. Okay, great. This is great.
And then yes,
Carmela's pregnant,
Yeah, I saw that
which is
today.
amazing. What else?
congrats.
What random news that I see that I was like, oh, um,
You already said Russo came back, right?
Rusev came back. I was happy to
I
see
came back from
that.
the abyss. I was in the abyss,
Right.
and but now I'm back.
I hope Lana comes back with him.
I think that's an eventual. I think they didn't want to roll it all at once. I think
Ah.
that's a slow build with him that he because it's weird. They further if you listen to his promo from last night,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of further deflected it that I'm not fighting for a flag that's not mine. I'm not fighting for because some lady's telling me that. So they kind of
Some ladies telling you what?
that telling me to crush, telling me to fight. So
Oh.
they kind of washed away whatever was the previous Rusev. If
Which is
you
Oh.
go, yeah, go ahead, Justin.
which is good because when he came in, they were together. When remember when Rusev Day, when Vince put the kibosh on Rusev Day, he put them back together, and she kind of cooled that off when they were rocking with
Mm.
like Rusev and Aiden. And it's
Mm.
like he's never been able to just rock by himself.
Okay. I would
Yeah.
like to see him go with have a go with what's that boy's name? Scarlet's man,
Oh,
Carrying
carrying
Cross.
cross.
Karrion Cross.
Ooh,
I would
talk
like
about a
to see
man
them
that
go
needs more
together.
more TV time. He is.
Hmm.
You see
But
that?
I think he's reviving. I think there's a revive
Mm.
coming. Something is coming. I feel.
Yeah, it'll be months down the line, but I think he's getting an Intercontinental title as well.
Hmm.
There's people that I'm seeing coming out of Mania weekend, and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm just predicting it, but I'm like two, three people ahead of where they're going with certain titles.
Hmm.
Like you can kind of feel it. Like there's like I think Finn and Dom. I think Finn eventually gets the Intercontinental Championship. I think
Mm.
yeah, I think that's going somewhere with that too. I think Karrion Cross gets it. I think like I said, I think Sammy at some point gets the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth's getting it. It's New Day. I don't know. I think New Day they just kind of let rock with the tag titles for a good while.
I think they should let them rock with it for a good while. I think that the New Day and um I think the New Day and Street Profits, this is a very good opportunity for them to
Yeah,
revive that tag team scene. I would love to see I always get this wrong. Um what is it?
I don't know what that was, but I'll say while
Sound it
you're
out.
thinking about that, wherever they, I will say this: wherever they permanently place Fraxium, I think Fraxium gets the tag titles
I
wherever
don't
they
want to
end
see
up.
them get the tag titles. I feel like they had it in NXT. They could wait a little bit. I think the
They're really
LW
good together
the
though. I thought that
LWO
would
guys,
last.
the LWO guys, I would love to see them. Um
They got to get back on TV, man.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they be on
Yeah.
TV. They just be jobbing.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what it is. They got to, because I mean, Los Garzas are in a better position than them right now, for
Mhm.
real.
Is that their new name, Los Garza?
Yes, you talking
Yes.
about Umberto
And
and Angel?
Yes. Weren't
Yes.
they Phantasma something something?
Legado del
El
Fantasma. Yeah. Oh, that's who you were thinking of. Yes,
Legato.
they're still in Legado. That's the group. But
Right.
their tag team, they are Los Garzas.
Los Garzas. Okay, I gotta remember that. Yeah, I would like to see them have a go. But I like to see that tag team be revived expeditiously. And I think the two tag teams would really this is an opportunity for them to do it. Like especially the New Day, they don't have, their dancing partners anymore.
Hmm.
Um so it's time for them to make they help make a lot of tag teams. It's time for them to do it now. They're the veterans. Let's go.
They got the teams. They just need stability and consistent booking, which is
Mhm.
the latter has been the issue for the last 6 months. Where there's times where you
Mhm.
forget who the hell's got what belts.
That's right. That's right.
I
That's
agree.
right.
They got the team. They have the teams, Justin. They do. They have the teams on both
But
sides.
they got to get over. The team's got to get over. Like
Yeah.
these guys are like the Street Profits are now um getting themselves re over because they basically cool down completely. and then the New Day they're the New Day. Like, it goes without saying. So now
Mhm.
it's time for them to up to the New Day to kind of make it. And I think in Survivor Series there needs to be they need to go against each other, bragging rights.
Mm.
AJ, what's good?
Yo, it's been a minute.
Yes, what's going on? What's your thought?
My thought so far is that the women division is doing really, really well, especially bringing NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Valkyrie. God bless the the her herself. She's just great at doing her
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
Um, I love how we got some other NXT wrestlers show up on Raw and just cause hell and chaos. I love it.
Mhm.
Um, but I do actually agree with the tag divisions. What they got right now is really good, even though I'm not a fan of the New Day no more. I'm sorry. But
Mhm.
what the Street Profits is doing is great, especially that TLC match. I loved every bit of it. And the fact that it was commercial free, which was even better. And it's like, oh, commercial free last minute battle? Let's go. And they pulled it off. I was like, man, that kind of reminds me of the days when we had the Hardys, Christian, and Edge, and the Dudley boys throwing down. And it was amazing. And even we actually got to see a similarity with that when they had one of the guys holding onto the trying to hold on to the champion belt, trying to take the thing off, and the next thing you know, you see someone get speared off of the ladder. I was
Mhm.
like, man, that was crazy.
Mhm.
Um, I did also want your put on for the new group that we have right now with Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, and Braun Breaker. Do you think they are possibly thinking of putting a third person? And if they are, who do you think should be that third person?
Repeat that again. I just want
Who
to
do you
make sure I
So
think?
understand.
Who do you think? Do you think that there is going to be a third person, and who do we think the third person in the Heyman Seth fraction is?
Oh yeah, Austin Theory. If I was to
I,
put somebody in there, I'd put Austin Theory.
I would say Carmelo Hayes.
He's another one too, but I just, for the sake of logic, you would have Carmelo leaving SmackDown and going to Raw. Not saying that that can't happen, but Theory and Waller are already on Raw.
I mean, if you already got Heyman, who's a great mouthpiece, and Seth, who's a great mouthpiece, why not get a girl? Why not get Shayna Baszler? If you're
No,
gonna have
Mm.
people,
no.
if you have people beating people up like Braun Breaker does, then have someone on the female side.
I was thinking Becky because Becky would kind of a heel turn now, including Seth, which is even great. Like have a husband and wife heel like Triple H and Stephanie McMahon back in the days.
The counter argument to that is we've already seen Becky and Seth pair up, and that didn't go over as baby faces. Becky's better off doing her own thing, where she's her own gravity, and she doesn't need it. Whereas Shayna could really use that, and will really benefit more from that.
Mhm.
And then there's another question. I'm not sure if anybody noticing, but there has been tweets from what was from Shayna's partner. I forgot her name. Zoe Starks. They've been thinking of something to do with Zoe Stark because I've been noticing she's been tackling how females are dressed in wrestling. Do you think we might get to see a different side of Zoe Starks? Like, I don't know, bringing back the group that always be censoring wrestling and stuff like that?
Oh dear lord, do not bring back right to censor.
Yeah,
Leave that
that's
the
what
fuck where
she's
it
been
is.
running.
No, thank you.
Right. I'm sorry. Right to censor.
You
She's
don't
been running a
remember
right to censor
remember
type gimmick
remember
on
the
social.
Attitude
She
Era,
has.
right to censor? Ivory was a part of
No,
it.
I wasn't watching. I wasn't watching.
Their whole shit
Tell
was
her
like, if you like the Godfather and his hoes, we don't deal with hoes. Censor, censor, censor. And they were like anti anything cool, smoking, drinking,
Yeah.
all that stuff. It
She's been
was
Mm.
going after women's apparel and she's been censoring it on her socials. So I yeah, that's what it looks like they've been going with her.
yeah, that'd be a fun YouTube deep dive
Mm.
real quick, Mimi. If you could look up right to censor, you'd be like, oh, this is what you're talking about. Yeah, leave that there.
Okay. Okay. I gotta figure that out. Okay. I don't think I think that it should be a woman. I just don't know who that woman should be. And the only reason why I say I don't know is because this whole setup still feels very weird to me. I did take a book out of your take a page out of your book, Corey. I did kind of feel like Austin Theory should be in that spot.
Yeah.
But I don't I'm still kind of like it's still weird to me. So I'm giving it time.
It would help if
Hmm.
Braun tones down the fucking toner. Like my guy, if you get any darker, you're gonna be as dark as Mimi and Corey. Stop it. Stop doing the Ross with
I'm
the number
like,
four or
what
two
in the
fours. Is it eight?
fuck?
No, lower the tanners, please.
Oh my
Lower the
god. It was
settings.
like, why is he
Justin, he's going to
so
turn. He's
dark?
Justin looks Justin. When I saw Braun Breaker's tan just went dark, I'm like, this man's about to become one of the Jersey Shore's members next.
Even
Mm-mm-mm.
Jersey Shore has never gotten that dark. That was. I don't know if that color's been discovered yet. What Braun Breaker had on Monday.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. Well, we are here. Corey, you see a
Yes.
text?
No. I did not. Okay, will do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was good to just kick back and just talk. That was
Mm-hmm.
good for today. I didn't think there was anything major that was like, oh my goodness, this thing. But it just Mania deserved kind of a 1-2 recap,
Mm-hmm.
from last week and this week, and there were some other fallout things that happened. Everything's leading to Backlash next week, which is next Saturday. Not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after. Feels like it just can't. It's like, dang, it's like Mania just ended, but no, that's about
Mm-hmm.
right. Backlash is coming up, so you get to watch John Cena and Randy Orton one last night. I love the theme of John Cena seemingly getting laid out every single week. I think it's hilarious. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
great. Um, I do believe that Trick showing up on uh, TNA was pretty good as well.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
do
I didn't
think
we didn't touch that. Did you watch?
no.
Mm-hmm.
I was asleep. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna lie, I was asleep.
I know they
Um,
call that girl a
Mm-hmm.
racist again. She's a
They did.
yeah,
racist.
They
yeah.
did.
Yes, they did.
I love it. I love it.
I do like kind of the Trick, somewhat tweener slash heel thing he's doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to give some depth to his character.
Mm-hmm.
I think to me it feels like they're fine tuning whatever kinks they may have with him before they send him to the main roster. And I do think, and I said this when it first happened, I said this a while ago. I think when Trick Williams goes to the main roster, he will be back with Carmelo. They'll be heels. I
Do
really
you
believe
think
that.
there'll be tag teams?
Yeah.
I still think it's too early for them for him to come over, but I guess I don't
Oh
know
no,
how long you
I'm
can
not
keep
saying it's
him
gonna happen
behind.
tomorrow.
No, no, no.
That
What I'm
yeah.
saying is because I know that people have talked about it, and I feel like he still needs time. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's it. No, no, no. I'm good.
Mhm.
That's it for me.
Corey? I
Yes,
mean,
I'm here.
I'm
Can you
sorry.
hear me?
I met Justin.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to follow that. You want me to take us out?
Take us out
All
because Corey
right.
didn't.
All right.
My
Well,
bad.
we thank you guys for pulling up to another episode of the Buckle. We got coming off the heels of Mania, getting to the flow of the new season of WWE's wrestling. You got NXT on. I saw that they have about to have a banger of a women's match. I know EO's
Mhm.
Hmm.
pulling up. You got a tag team going on, and NXT has been
Henry
cooking.
is on too. Henry say Joe
Joe
Henry? Yeah,
Henry's.
he's coming up.
Hendry.
Hendry. I don't know. Damn it.
They just need to move that channel so I could watch this live. But the Knicks are on, so that could get table for later. But yes, thank you for tuning in. And also, Mimi, what do we say about that man?
I'll leave. Goodbye.
Peace.